Is it possible that America would be great again? Are we talking about the country, the land? Are we talking about the government? Or are we talking about the people? Is there some mix, a combination of that we're talking about? What is it that we're talking when we say make America great again? What is that saying? What is the goal in that? There was a song that the people sung before the nation was divided as much as it is. This land is your land, this land is my land, this land was made for you and me. But now we got people, just basically at each other's throats. They've made people like that saying in the Bible, ravenous wolves against each other. They get so angry with each other. I say that a great majority of the people in the country are already great. There's so many good people. A lot of people, I think what the thing is that most people don't see that they've been deceived. D.C., Washington, D.C. But we're talking about people that love to help their friends and their neighbors and even people that they've never met. That often, and it's unfortunate that it only happens usually at most times when there's like a big disaster or something, but when people start to act like the human family again instead of the human race, like a political race, people trying to get ahead of each other. In the human race, everybody's trying to get ahead of each other, stay ahead of the competition, stay ahead of the bills, stay ahead of the Republicans or stay ahead of the Democrats or whatever. And so you have winners or losers in the human race. But in the human family, everybody wins, right? The gift of living instead of the cost of living. People talk about the cost of living is so crazy. And that's because we haven't made the experience of living a gift for each other as we were a human family. And what has caused this great divide? Government. Now, I'm not saying there's not good people in the government. There's lots of good people. But there are also those that don't have anybody's best interest at heart except their own. And what is it that they think they own? They think they own you and everybody and everything. There's a saying in the Bible, and I'm certainly not saying the Bible is the holy grail of truth, but there's some true things written in the Bible. And there's a very old saying that could perhaps even predate the Bible. That saying is, a divided house can't stand. The very first thing that happened after government was formed was the creation of the House. And then they divided it against itself, Republican and Democrat. The House of Representatives is a nation divided against itself. At the same time, they abolished equality in favor of authority and subordinate. They made themselves into false gods. The gods of Thor, the House of Representatives, THOR. And then they exercise the brain manipulation power, authority. You see, it's brain Washington, D.C. Government. It is a spiritual representation of the devil, the serpent, a serpent on a tree. Men have picked up a pen to control the lives of other people, abolishing equality to legislatively rule over the lives of other people. It's a spirit body of evil, a political body that has no physical form, and so other people attempt to inhabit that body. And many of those people want to be the head of that serpent, the head of state, the serpent, the head of the serpent, Medusa, Med USA. See those pillars? They created a nation, Adam's nation, Adam nation. And now the people of this land live in damnation. You've been hoovered. You see, Adam and Eve got sick. Adam and Eve ill. Evil, eating from the tree of death. The tree of three branches, judicial, legislative, and executive. That's the black robes, black ink, and black powder. The black robes of the judicial, the black ink of the legislative, and the black powder of the executive. Robes, ink, powder. R.I.P. RIP. The law. The tree of death. That's why it's called the United States of America. It's a damnation led into the darkness of night. Alchemy, that's turning lead into gold. People led into the darkness of night, while they're making banks full of money filled with gold. Symbols of night, it's self-evident truth. Just look at the flag. They're symbols of night, stars. The military has stars as well. A meal from the wrong tree. Military is not a tree of life. Those branches of the service are a tree of death. And the fruit of the tree has many representations. The apple of the tree, well, cut it open and you'll see a star inside. Not that an apple of itself is a bad thing, but it's a representation that has been used. A nation of people in the darkness of night. And the knowledge of good and evil, a government education system represented with an apple. And there is the owl. The screech owl shall rest there and find herself a place of rest. Washington, D.C. is Roman. Look at the architecture. Roman Egyptian death cult, hidden in plain sight. The screech owl, a bird of nighttime, and walkways in the shape of an owl for people that walk in darkness. Obviously, darkness is an expression of speech, but it's what they use because it's more difficult to see what someone is doing in the night. And thus, the United States of America. And thus, DC. It's a magic spell. A form of magic began millennia ago to get people to follow right along. And so they say, my fellow Americans. DC, a magic spell. DC, no C, can't see, made blind. But what creature does see good in the night? A screech owl. And what's the name of the Washington Nationals mascot? Screech. And there's that owl, right there on the dollar bill. And the owl statues. And the Bohemian Club. And the Owl and Key Society. Alumni Society of Skull and Bones. And then there's the coins. Little silvery representations of the man in the moon. Symbology of nighttime. Moon, owl, stars. America was created from Christianity. It is true, but not in the way that you used to think. It's about creatures of night and the things they do while you've been sleeping. They are counting sheep. And if somebody from the government says to you, it could be that they're using a magic spell. They tax you. You see? You see? They have led a nation in the ways of necromancers, lovers of death. Those who shun me, they love death. Those who hate me, they love death. Their law is based on death. 2 stone tablets the form of tombstones, 1 each for Adam and Eve, representing the sin that they ate in the garden, the sin ate. Why? Because they wanted to make themselves gods of authority. And they want you to follow a wolf. Law of government. It's almost mind-boggling. Wool suits of the wolf. And the money is based on death. From the Bureau of Engraving. What's a grave? A place for dead presidents. And how do you limit love between the human family? You introduce money. And you get the death of human family relationships. And they gave people different last names for the purpose of taxes and for the purpose of division. Because if you have a different last name from your neighbor, then you think, my family, his family, their family, her family, instead of one family, the human family. DC. It is the Roman Egyptian death cult. The birth of a nation was the death of the human family. That is, thinking in the way of a human family. DC. They told you it was for District of Columbia. That was just to pull the wool over your eyes. DC. The Roman death cult. Die crucifix. Death crucifixion. Deceased casket to deceive the citizens and deceive the congregation, to divide and conquer with a democratic Congress, using dollars and cents, debt and credit, and declaration and constitution of a Delaware corporation, the United States of America Incorporated. If you like this video, be sure to like and share with your friends and family. Together, we can make heaven. I sometimes kind of laugh when I say this, but we can take over the world and make heaven. We can live the gift of living instead of the cost of living. The human family instead of the human race. Instead of using your imagination, use your imagine heaven. Imagine heaven. One world, one family. The human family. I love you a bunch. Have a fun day.